everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrappers. So today we are doing a 2-page layout using the Simple Stories Fall Farmhouse collection again. I just got this from Tuesday morning a couple weeks ago, and I just absolutely love the colors, love the ephemera, the stickers, so I just wanted to use it again. And believe it or not, I am going outside of my chronological order to use the collection. So that must mean something because I rarely do that. So what I did is I picked 3 different papers and I decided to kind of rip them all and then layer them at the top there. This is going to be going into my oldest, I think, his album. So I did go with more of the masculine papers, so to speak. There are some flowered papers in there and whatnot. So I chose the more masculine papers since it's going to go in his book. And I just layered them up there. On the first page, I'm just going to do a 1-picture layout. And so once I got that, I kind of tried to rough it up a little bit. There is the picture that I will be using, and I decided to see if I could stamp on that wood grain background. That is just from Hobby Lobby. It's a thinner paper, but I just really like the way that that wood grain looks. And to be quite honest, I made a special trip to Hobby Lobby the day I did this layout to get more because I only had one left at home. But I decided to see if I could stamp. And so what I did is I knew kind of where the picture was going to go. So I tried underneath the picture first just to make sure that it was going to be visible and make sure that I liked that color on the wood grain. You can kind of see it from up here. I think you can see it better in the close-up pictures at the end of the video. But I kind of just stamped kind of all over. I knew that I was going to have a cluster on the bottom left of the layout, and so I did leave that blank. And I did primarily use the stamps on the right side of the paper. I did have a couple on the left side of where the picture is going to be. They do stick out just a little bit from behind the picture. And I decided to double back the picture with an off-white and then this diagonal plaid paper there. And so I decided to do that. Then I had this grand idea to use these wood veneer leaves that I got at Hobby Lobby last year. And I wanted to make it look like the leaves were falling from the sky. However, I'm not thrilled with the final layout or with the final look of it, I guess. So I would love suggestions on how you think I could spruce it up a little bit. That is not the final. Those are just placed down there right now. You'll see once I glue them all down. But I was still trying to decide if I was gonna glue them down or not. So I decided to move on to the cluster I knew I wanted. And so I actually had those 2 scraps left over from my previous layout with this collection, and so I just ripped those up, roughed those up a little bit, and then I was in search for kind of a bigger cluster of embellishments either in the stickers or in the ephemera here. And so I decided to go with this one with the pumpkins and then the, I don't know, kettle, I guess I'll say, with the leaves and whatnot. And so I glue all that down. And then I go back to the wood veneer leaves. And please, honestly, while I was doing it, I was thinking, well, maybe I should just leave them off and then ask you guys your opinions on if I should put them on there or not. So you can't see it from up here as well, but there are those stamped leaves on the background. I probably cannot get these wood veneers off the page without ruining that back page, but honestly, it was $1 at Hobby Lobby. So I could probably get the rest of it off and just redo the whole page. That's kind of where I'm at right now, just kind of not sure what to do. I did use that Scotch glue to glue them down, and I just don't know. I don't know if like I should add some extra embellishments, maybe some like puffy dots or enamel dots. Maybe that would make it look better. I just am open for suggestions. We'll just leave it at that, I guess, and we will move on to the second page. So I decided I wanted to kind of do the same idea on the second page as the first page, but do it on the bottom. And so I used the exact same papers, ripped the pieces off again, and put those on the bottom. The yellow ends up being a little too much, and the green not enough, but I made it work, and the picture kind of covers the majority of that anyways. And so what I did with the pictures, I have two vertical pictures, and so I decided to back them the same way as I did the picture on the first page. So I found an off-white piece of paper and used that same plaid to back them. And I've been doing a lot of double backing lately. I feel like sometimes I'll just do a solid color, but with all these fun patterns and cute papers, I've decided to use them to back. And so the pictures kind of blend into a pattern background, and that's why I've kind of been, I think, double backing them with the solid first and then the pattern paper. So I'm just going to place that there. And I knew that I wanted to, again, do kind of a cluster in the top right of the page. And so I'm going to use the same papers that I did. Those are still the scraps from my previous layout. Kind of oddly shaped, but I don't like to waste, and they came in handy for this layout. So I'm glad that I kept those. And then I wanted kind of more of a title, more of a phrase sticker or ephemera piece to put at the very top. Again, this is going to go in my son's book. So I try not to do too many flowers and whatnot. I know that I can, but I do like to keep it more masculine. And so I had those two stickers you see me stick on the left page. They were kind of falling off the sticker sheet. So I stuck those down, grabbed my enamel dots out to kind of finish it up, and then go back to the wood veneer leaves. I do make a cluster on the bottom left of the second page down there with those two leaves and then some enamel dots. And then I decided the right side of the pictures on that page kind of looked a little plain, so I added some more of the leaves on that side. And I feel like that side looks a little bit better than the left page, but it is what it is. Maybe I'll fix it. I would love your suggestions. So thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Thanks, guys.